Here's Giddey. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
And here we are in the quarterfinals. MP's very pleased to be here, but he knows the job is not done yet.
Oh, yeah, and MP wants it all. From the start of this competition, he told us he is all in on winning this thing, and he's 3 wins away from reaching that goal.
On the floor for Boston. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 roaming the paint. Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. David?
Coach said they want to force Jason Tatum to uncomfortable spots on the floor. Now, they recognize those spots are few and far between, but Coach wants to keep Tatum out of the paint specifically. If his team can do that and force Tatum to shoot more from outside, they feel relatively good about their chances. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Giddey. Following the basket by Jaylen Brown. Giddey the pass to MP.
MP showing he's a force near the hoop.
First personal foul. This is his first free throw of the game.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, MP.
A quiet but confident player. MP is one of those guys that lets his play do the talking most of the time.
And both free throws good for MP.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Tatum wide open, he fires one. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, no hesitation, no overthinking it. Tatum just takes the shot.
Poke loose. And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time teammate of the year. Award winner. He's also a sportsmanship award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Now here is Holiday. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Pass to Brown. Back to Holiday. Here's Tatum. Puts up a 3. Out to White. Takes the 3. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they... been able to get these good looks.
And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
Is your 3-1-2 crew.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Cavaliers. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think for Chicago, they're happy with this latest stretch of games. This is the time of year for optimism. At this point, anything is possible.
Here's Vucevic. Back to MP. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Celtics leading by 11. White with it. He's picked up by White. And here's Tatum for 3. Vucevic with the rebound.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Here's MP. Oh, yes, the turnaround. MP's got 6 points.
A little contact on the shot, but MP is a focused young man.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Brown outside. 6 to shoot. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. The teardrop layup falls off target. Bulls trail by 9. To the paint. Here's MP. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8. Celtics have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. It's to Porzingis from deep. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
MP, good.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Outside White. Oh, Tatum in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, nice lob there, and what a leap by Tatum. You just have to admire that kind of play.
MP passes to Herter. Back to MP. And he comes up with the deuce.
How about 5 of 6 to start? Looks like he brought his A game.
Outside White. Celtics passing it around. Here's Brown. It's rebounded by Giddey.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for Chicago. Trailing here by 8. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
Yeah, and you know, coaches honestly wouldn't have as much to do if guys shot like that every night.
Here's Holiday. Following the basket by MP. Pass to Tatum. with some arc. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
Masterful touch on the floater by Tatum, making a difficult shot look relatively easy.
Porzingis with the block, and they're able to recover. Celtics leading by 8. Here's Brown. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap here.
Boy, both teams racking up the points to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their team.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Well, even though he hasn't been in the league a long time, MP knows exactly where to get his points.
Now, here's Brown. He's got 7. Holiday finds White. Out to Porzingis. Lets the 3 fly. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Come on. Players as tall as Porzingis, they aren't supposed to shoot it like that.
And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. Another shot. It's rebounded by Giddey. Bulls trail by 9. To the middle. Here's MP. Great pass to set up the lay-in. MP's got 20 points.
The desire to win, it fuels MP. He doesn't let anything get in his way.
Brown against Herter. Fader on the way. And it's Brown missing. And so here is Chicago. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey guys, MP in the last time out against Philadelphia played some huge minutes. He finished with 52 points, and that was his season high. He really lit it up. One of the great performances I've seen in all my years, and I really mean that. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious. He was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Now, here's MP, following the shot by Drew Holiday.
Well, young guys rarely hesitate to throw it down when they can. MP is no exception.
Porzingis with a screen on Giddey. Down low. Tatum kicks to Brown. The wide open look here for Holiday. No good from outside.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Stolen by Tatum. Here's Brown. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Brown's got 9. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
Here's Porzingis following the basket by MP. 5 on the clock. Spins. Puts it up from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Inside. And Tatum pulls it down.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Holiday, the pass to Tatum. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 7 rebounds in the game. To the inside. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Yeah, just powerful stuff from Vucevic.
Here's Holiday. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. So for the Bulls, Year1 Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Terry comes in for White, and Jones subbed in for Kevin Huerter. Bulls on D. They trail by 1. Craig passes to Cornette. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. Lays it up off the glass.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Smith outside. And it's Smith finishing it off.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
Yeah, look, that's not the kind of performance they would have liked. But the one good thing about this league, the next game's always right around the corner.
Giddey finds Smith. Down low. It's deflected. Wants to get it to Giddey and does. Back to Smith. There's the 3. And that comes off the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got his 7th assist here tonight. The Celtics shooting around 46% at this point. Brown outside. Out to the right wing. A wide open look here for Craig. Drains the three-pointer. And the Celtics lead by 3.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Terry the pass to MP. Rebound Boston. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. To the paint. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Here's MP, and that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
And here is Tatum. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Jaylen Brown has been leading the charge for Boston. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We've got more in store for you right after this. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Smith. Jones is out there with ball. Then it's Buzelis. And it's MP in at the 5 spot. Now here's Tatum. Following the miss by Lonzo Ball. And the basket by Hauser.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Smith outside. To the middle. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for MP.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Tatum passes to Craig. Here's Cornette, covered by MP. Lock at 6. Here's Hauser. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Lonzo Ball picks one up. Boston shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And he makes the first. Boston making a switch here. Walsh is checked in. And he makes both free throws. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Bulls trail by 5. MP inside. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. Here's Tatum. The flush by Tatum.
What a move by Tatum. Finishing strong at the ring.
It's intercepted. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Craig passes to Walsh. And here's Tatum for 3. Buzelis grabs the board. For Chicago, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Jones, the pass to MP. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Craig. Here's Hauser. And here is Tatum. Tatum with another miss.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
MP dishes to Smith. Smith sets the pick for Jones. Shoots. Rebound by the Celtics. Cornette's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Hauser. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Pass to Cornette. 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
On the basket by Jones.
The quickness of Jones, a challenge for the defense.
Tatum with it. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. Ah, here comes Tatum. Pass to Craig. There's the triple. And the basket by Hauser. Hauser's got 7 points for the quarter.
It took him a while to get his legs under him. He didn't do much in the first quarter, but now he's off and running.
MP finds Jones. Launches it. Craig pulls it in.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, it sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that. And that's a block right there. He swats that ball away with some energy.
And, guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest, going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
And a fast break now for the Celtics, looking to get it going. And the basket by Tatum. And now that's 11 points for Jason Tatum.
He's so good in that medium range area. Tatum can create space and shoot over the top of the defense.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Now on the courts, your hot squad. Get loud and let them hear you. Fans, if you want the t-shirt, we have to be able to hear you. So make some noise.
So for the Bulls, Vucevic checked in for MP. And it's Kobe White in for Bruce Ellis. And it's Jones with the ball for Chicago. It's a 10-point game. Pass to Vucevic. White with it. Misses in close.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
You know, Stan, it is great to see Kobe White put it all together.
It sure is, Kevin. This guy hung in there with a great attitude, even when he wasn't playing as much as he wanted to. He's still growing as a player, knocking down shots. His confidence is sky high. His approach will take him a long way.
I got to believe as a coach, that is incredibly satisfying to have that kind of play.
Yeah, it really is when you have a guy like that and he just keeps getting better.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Right wing. Now, here's Vucevic. Defense is right there. Rebounded by Hauser. Celtics leading by 8. Pass to Cornette. Outside Holiday. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Outside, White. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones. White's got his second basket.
Laser focus from White. The moment that pass was headed to him, he was ready.
Here's Hauser. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Bulls trail by 8. Jones the pass to ball. Inside. And White kicks to Vucevic. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And it's easy to give up after a play like that, but this team needs to keep fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Kevin Huerter comes in for Lonzo Ball. And Josh Giddey's subbed in for Jones. Now here's Tatum. 11 points in the game. Down low, here's Brown. And then Brown with the dunk.
Well, I'll tell you, Brown gets off the floor so easily.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
Make the noise for the one and only Chicago Bulls.
Bulls trail by 10. White looking around. Smith the pass to Huerter. Here's White. Drains it from beyond the arc. White's got 7 now in this quarter.
And I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. It's Vucevic, top of the key. To the inside. Here's Huerter. Rebound, Boston. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Tatum. Smith with the defensive effort. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. They trail by 7. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Yeah, depth plays a huge factor in this league. You can't win just with 5 guys.
Now here's Giddey. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. Now White. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
On the clock. On deep, Huerter. Rebound, Boston. Tatum's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Holiday. Takes a 3. Gets that one to drop. That's his 3rd field goal in 8 tries.
Look, Holiday makes more than enough of those to keep the defense honest.
Smith outside. Now Huerter beyond the arc. And it's White with the rebound.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Bulls trail by 10. White with it, picked up by Brown. And White kicks to Giddey. Smith with a screen on White. No one near Huerter as he lets it fly. A three-pointer is right on target. Herter's got himself on the board with 3 there. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Chicago making a switch here. MP's checked in, and the Celtics also making a change. Hauser's checked in. Outside Holiday. Pass to Porzingis. Nice ball movement by Boston. 6 on the shot clock from 10 feet out. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Brown's got 13.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
White, bounce pass, Holiday, and it's Boston with another.
Yeah, he's picking it up here in the second quarter after a slow start.
Bulls trail by 11. Giddey finds MP, and they double up MP. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. White, good. White's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, look, give White credit. He took the contact well and just powered through it.
It's White on the wing. MP sets the screen for White. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. Nice D from Porzingis. Boston leading by 13. Here's White. To the middle. The kick out to Brown. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about.
Sit down.
checked in for Vucevic. Let's see some of the numbers here for MP.
On the floor for your Bulls. Number 12, Zach Collins.
Bulls trail by 15. To stop the run, and MP throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Now here is Holiday. 9 points in the game so far. To the inside. Here's Brown. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Look, that up fake is a great weapon when defenders are crowding you. Brown puts him in the popcorn machine.
The Celtics shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first one falls. And Greg, we were talking Jalen. Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jalen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
Holiday dishes to Brown. That's to Porzingis. He takes it in. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, that's just reading the situation. Porzingis taking advantage of an open lane.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
That one is off.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
And he sinks the second.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
MP gets the job done inside.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
And here is Brown. Fires from deep. Traps in the tray. Brown's got 10 points in the quarter.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's Boston, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. Right back after this break.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half your shots. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shots. One more time, a round of applause for our participants.
Big Diesel, Kenny the Jet, Ernie Johnson here. But before we dive into the scintillating analysis of the first half, let's check out the power rankings.
Looking at the Bulls, not a lot of great news coming from them this season, but things are starting to look up, at least a little.
It honestly feels like they might be turning the corner, but each time we think of that, they take a step back, so we'll see.
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Boston Celtics.
They're going to the arc, drilling shots, making it look simple, even by today's standards.
Yeah, you'd think a defense now would be more prepared to guard the three-point line, but that hasn't been the case. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, he's also a pretty good actor. He sells fouls really well.
And so, MP will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. It's a 14-point game. Now for an update on Vucevic's injury. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Guys, I was able to talk to the head athletic trainer of the Bulls. And unfortunately, it sounds pretty serious. It's amazing he's good to come back into the game. In fact, Kevin, he's already back in the game.
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it is all.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
On the court right now for the Celtics. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Bulls trail by 12. Giddey the pass to MP. Stolen by Holiday. Oh, and here comes Holiday all alone. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Tatum good for at least one highlight finish a night. This guy is box office.
Giddey kicks to MP. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And they double up MP. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. As a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
Tatum with the screen on Giddey. Holiday. The open shot by Tatum. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 5 assists in the game. Bulls trail by 16. Giddey the pass to Vucevic. Outside, White. Pass to MP. And stolen by White. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hardworking. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
And that one falls for White.
Well, talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
He hits one and misses one each at the line. And the dunk by Tatum.
Oh, the D completely lost track of the shooter there. He turns the miss into 2 points.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And they pick up 2.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Brown outside. And a miss there on the triple. Bulls trail by 17. Herter on the wing, guarded by Holiday. Here's Giddey. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
He is just self-willing his team right now, doing everything he can to keep them alive.
Pass to Holiday. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. Good on the three-point shot. Holiday's got 12 points in the game.
Holiday gives them a steady option with his jump shot. That's a nice asset to have.
MP with it. Trying to find Vucevic. Gets it to him. Giddey the pass to MP. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Second team foul.
The Bulls have looked good at the line today. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, MP. And both free throws good for MP. Boston leading by 16. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, Commissioner Silver has been direct. The NBA is hoping for more competitive All-Star games. Now, they've said as much before, but last year's high-scoring All-Star game did precede the league's not-so-subtle move to cut down on foul calls and allow for more defense overall. They are trying to get it right. Kevin?
And it couldn't be a great game without defense, so we like the direction. PA, thank you. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. On the wing, down low. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, sometimes you tell players you can have a good game in a loss. You've just got to keep doing what you're doing, and the rest of us have to figure it out.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Boston.
Well, you got to love their aggressiveness on the offensive glass. They have just refused to give up on any of the plays.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific, doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Free throw good, MP. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game, and so two things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story.
Well, look, you're talking about one of the more dynamic scorers in this league. Jason Tatum putting on a show.
It's stolen by White. Going inside, and White with the stuff.
Well, you know, White is quietly one of the league's most effective finishers on the drive.
Inside, here's MP. And the Bulls with another miss. Celtics leading by 21. Here's Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Jason Tatum, 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Well, there's no question that Tatum is one of the best scorers in the game today. And because he was so good at such a young age, it's easy to forget how young he still is.
Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. And so Tatum nails them both.
And it's the attention to detail that sets Tatum apart from most players in our league.
Giddey the pass to Vucevic. Now here's MP. Will it go? And he sinks the layup. MP's got 49 points in the game.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
Now here's Porzingis. 9 points in the game so far. No good that time. Giddey against Holiday. Here's Herter. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Always has his head up. Giddey unselfish with it.
Celtics leading by 19. Left side, Tatum. Three-pointer. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Herter, no good. Boston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. The wide-open look here for Porzingis. And the three off target.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
White. Nice D from Porzingis. Celtics shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Holiday finds Porzingis. Good work there as it goes. Porzingis has got 11.
Superb concentration by Porzingis. Good at staying under control and pushing through the contact.
And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And Boston has possession. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Brown outside. It's rebounded by Giddey. Giddey's got 6 rebounds here tonight. White with it. Now guarded by Tatum. And White, the bucket on the assist from Giddey. 9 points in the game so far.
You got to commend the concentration White showed there. He doesn't get thrown off kilter easily.
Bounce pass, Porzingis. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, they expect this from him. And he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
And White kicks to Giddey. To the paint. It's tipped and stolen by Tatum. Brown against White. Right side, Porzingis. Tipped away.
Well, he had 6 points from beyond the arc in the first half, but yet to get it going here in the second.
Back to White. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Holiday, the pass to Porzingis. Back to Holiday. And here is Brown. Pass to Porzingis. Lets it go with the 3. It's rebounded by Herter. Herter's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They lead by 17. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, if Porzingis gets within arm's length of the hoop, he's not going to make many mistakes.
And so here is Chicago after the basket by Boston. Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. Pass to Hauser. Fires for 3. Cans it from downtown. Hauser's got 10 points.
Well, at 7-2, Porzingis has a great view of the floor. It allows him to spot open passes.
White finds Herter. Right a screen. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
White down low. He's covered by Brown. Tries again. And Boston with the rebound. Tatum's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Hauser off target with his 3. Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. And the dunk by MP.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Now, here's Brown. He's got 19. That shot off. Nice defense from Giddey. Pass to Vucevic. At the elbow, it's MP. Back to Vucevic. Herter, that's a 2-pointer. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. He's got 9.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
Brown outside. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Outside Tatum. Hits the 3-point bomb. Tatum's got 30 points.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
Down low, he swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
He was all alone on that one. Holiday's got 6 here in this quarter.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Celtics. He caused a lot of headaches with his defense that quarter, coming up with steals again and again. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, put the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. Jalen Smith is out there with Buzelis. Then there's Zach Collins. Then there's Lonzo Ball. And it's Jones in at the 2. Here's Jones. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Jones kicks to Collins. In the corner, it's Buzelis. Shot clock at 6. Ball from long range. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
I tell you, it's unorthodox to watch, but Ball shoots the ball with tremendous rhythm and confidence from beyond.
Now here's Tatum. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
You know, Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters.
The free throw drops for Buzelis.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Good on both.
A really talented youngster. Matas Buzelis comes from Lithuania, and they have a very rich basketball history there, and he's hoping to add to it.
Now here's Tatum. There's a good screen. Rebound by the Bulls.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or 2.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Here's Hauser. The Bulls getting their last shot to go. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. Now here's Tatum. He's covered closely. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
That's a big-time move by Jason Tatum. I don't know how many style points you give him on that one.
Count it good.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Celtics leading by 19. Here's Hauser. Tatum on the wing. Pass to Craig. Three-pointer. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 6 assists in the game.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Now, here's Collins. Buzelis, no one around him. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Hauser. Stan, you always emphasize defense. What do you make of the offensive surge in the NBA today?
Well, Kevin, look, skill level is the best it's ever been. Shooting range is incredible, which makes defenses have to defend more and more of the court. Rules and officiating favor the offense. It's never been harder to defend in the NBA.
It sure looks that way. You're right. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. White, he's checked in for Chicago. Boston also with the sub. Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Torrey Craig. Here's Ball. Smith kicks to Ball. Drills the three-pointer. Ball's got 8 points in the quarter.
And Ball has tremendous confidence in that shot. As soon as the pass hits his hands, he's ready to pull up.
Now here's Griffin. On the wing, Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Tatum for 3.
Yeah, really unlike him to have this kind of game for the three.
Steps back. Here's White. Rebounded by Hauser. Celtics leading by 21. Tatum looking around. So Stan, I've been wondering about these different approaches. The development system for youth basketball is vastly different in the U.S. than in Europe. Which do you think is best?
Well, I think in terms of developing skills, Kevin, we've seen it. The European players of all sizes have very well-rounded games skill-wise. They do a lot of work on a daily basis developing those skills, whereas in the U.S., our young guys play a lot of games in the AAU system. Skill development not as strong, but they do learn to compete on an everyday basis.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Vucevic, he's checked in for Zach Collins. Kevin Huerter comes in for Ball. And Josh Giddey's subbed in for Trey Jones. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Boston. That one misses.
Well, he might have been a little passive in the first half, but that's changed. I like this more aggressive approach.
Giddey with it, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And it's easy to give up after a play like that, but this team needs to keep fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Inside, Hauser can't connect from short range. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Huerter. Rebound, Boston. Cornette's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Hauser. White covering. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Greg, everyone loves talking trades. Future first-round picks have been moved quite a bit of late, and that's been kind of interesting.
And, Kevin, a lot of teams that don't control any of their future first-round picks. With so much pressure to win now, GMs are willing to use draft assets.
And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Well, Stan, I know you made the transition from college to the NBA as a coach and were successful, but how hard is that transition for the player to go from college to the pros?
It's an incredible transition, Kevin. In college, let's think about it. The very best teams may have 2 or 3 NBA caliber players. You know how many NBA players are on NBA teams? 15 of them. And the pace of the game, everything happens faster. So all of your reads and decisions have to happen faster. That's what I think takes the time more than the skills themselves.
Now here's Huerter.